Hey, it is almost 60 degrees out here right now, so we're outside while it lasts. It's nice. So it's very muddy, so there's not like a ton I can do out here right now because it's just really muddy, but I could like cut some stuff, trees and whatnot. Checking on my garden. There's so much to be done out here, but for the time being, I'm gonna try to get something done. I should probably pick up my greenhouse. My greenhouse is still just laying there with bricks on top of it, so I think I'll do that. Figured I might as well clean up the inside of it before I put the cover back on. Although I don't know if I can get this cover back on properly. It's kind of jacked up. Greenhouse like this isn't meant to last. It's meant for like a cheap little temporary thing. Okay, so I put this back together, but I realized when I was about halfway done putting it over the top of the frame that it's inside out. So hopefully that doesn't cause much of a difference, but it's inside out. Now I'm gonna see if this closes. I guess it closes as much as it needs to. Oh, shoot. This is just gonna strip it. Yeah, this is probably just gonna tear it. Alright, I'm just gonna leave it like that. So I cut some of the stuff over in this mess over here, but I don't have time to do any more because I gotta go get my son from school, but that's all the stuff I trimmed off of like this spot right here. My problem is I get super ambitious randomly, super motivated, but then I have days where it's just the complete opposite. It sounds like, I don't know, a bit like bipolar disorder, but I know I'm not like at an extreme end of it. Maybe just like the slightest bit, I don't know, but I just have these days where I'm so, it goes beyond unmotivated. It's like everything feels so pointless and it's really, really hard to like find the value in anything that I'm doing. Even logically, I know that there's value in it, but it's like emotionally, I'm just like, what's the point? Anyway, so I'm having not just one of those days, but the past couple days. Even yesterday, I went outside for a bit because it was actually nice out. And during that time that I was out there, I felt okay. You know, it was nice to get outside. I felt somewhat more cheerful. But as soon as I was back inside again, I started feeling my emotions start to I don't know how to explain it. Like my mood just diminished and I don't know. I also went back on keto. That's probably part of it. I tried to go back on keto a couple of times and I'm trying again because as soon as my emotions get the better of me, I'm back to eating whatever. And based on how I felt before when I did keto, I know the first however many days I feel crappy because my body's just like craving sugar and carbs and stuff like that. So my mood just plummets so much worse. But it's a never-ending cycle because either I'm trying to diet and I feel like crap over it, or I'm heavy and I see myself and I feel worse still. So anyway, I'm not feeling particularly inspired or motivated today, but I need to plant something else. I don't know. I need to do something besides just the normal day-to-day dishes and laundry. I have to be creating something, or I don't have zest for life. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's what's going on today. That's how my day's going. That's it. I'll check back in later, I guess. The nice thing about being on the keto diet is I can have all the cream I want, basically. But I can't eat like a bowl of grapes, you know what I mean? So now I'm going to sort out my Brussels sprouts. Some of these I can tell they're Brussels sprouts, like this one, but you know, can't trust it completely, I guess. And I've been dealing with a bunch of fungus gnats. I don't want to blame my mom, but it's totally my mom's fault because I didn't have them until she gave me like some plants from her house, and she gets them all the time at her house. And now I've got a bunch of them. So that sucks. This does not look like a Brussels sprout. It's got like a purple stem. This is what happens when you have seeds from someone else. You don't know what they end up being. Anyway, I'm gonna sort them out now. There's really not that many here. And if some of these are not Brussels sprouts, then I have even less, but it's whatever. I'm going to push these up from the bottom. I finally invested last year in nicer seed trays. And these are nice because you can like poke straight up through there and they pop right out. Not loving all these fungus gnats though. I think I might give this one its own pot rather than put several in here. I think I'll just put this one in by itself. So maybe with some of these bigger ones, I'll just put them, maybe I'll just do it to that one. The rest of these are kind of small. I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm gonna put the more established ones up here. Yeah, see, you see how dark purple this one is? But I mean, they all have a bit of purpleness to them, so I'm not sure about that. Oh, some of these are not separating well because they were sewn too close together, of course. Got them separated out, and now I think I am going to take some of these bigger ones here and put them in a pot just by themselves, and they can just stay in that pot until they're going to be planted out in the garden. Okay, this is the last one. I did 10 of them, and I'm going to need to figure out where to put these now, but I should plant some more seeds of something. Okay, so the extras, I just kept 6 more of the bigger ones, and then I tossed the little tiny whatevers. If you hadn't seen one of my shorts where I talk about that mystery seedling that came up that was fuzzy, it ended up being a weed. Basically, it was wild radish is what my phone told me it was. And it's toxic apparently, so I took that out. So I'm going to water this, water those there, and get them back under the grow light. And then I'll think about planting some other seeds. You know, this one almost reminds me of like a red cabbage because of how purple that stem is, but I won't know for sure until it gets bigger. So I was just looking at the weather, and I saw that in the next coming week, the lows are going to be mostly in the 30s, and the highs are like in the 40s and 50s, and I'm like, 50s, that's what I'm talking about. And so I was thinking, you know what, I'm actually gonna be able to put my brassicas out in the greenhouse fairly soon. So that'll free up room in here for me to get other plants going. And that gave me a little boost of motivation to get going with planting the other things that I need to plant. Like, I think I'm going to try and start my brother's homemade pepper that he grew and developed on his own. And I need to start like maybe some kale. I could probably also start more like onions. So I planted just a couple more things. Right here I did bunching onion, and I have it stacked on top of these two containers that I have sealed up to try to keep more warmth in. They're flowers. So far there's no movement from them, but I think it also might be because they were supposed to be cold stratified or something. The package didn't say you had to do that, but I'm thinking maybe they needed to be put in the fridge first. But oh well, we'll see what happens. And this one here I have in a bag is the pepper of my brother's that I went ahead and planted. It took me forever to find them. I forgot I put them with the rest of my seeds. But because they're peppers, I sealed it up in a bag to try to make it warmer in there. I do have a heat mat, but I didn't want to get out the heat mat for one single thing. And we'll see if they pop up. Well, my son is sick again, and I'm sick as well. I took him to school today, but had to go back and get him a couple hours later. He said he wanted pot pies for dinner, and I thought I would try to make one, because I never have before. So I baked chicken legs, and then took some of the meat off the bones, and made like a cream of chicken soup type thing with carrot and celery and onion, and put the chicken in there. Made a whole wheat pie crust and baked it in the oven, and we'll find out how it turned out, because I've never made a pot pie before. I've made a pie, but not a pot pie. Well, it is a pot pie though, so I guess it's not going to make a proper piece. It's just going to kind of collapse in there. Oh, cool.
Missed the first month, but
it's going to be somewhat warmer for the next several nights. So I brought some brassicas out here. I think in a few days I'll need to bring them inside though. It depends on how well they can handle below freezing temperatures, because I know some of them will be fine, but others, I don't know. So I'm just going to bring my brassicas out here and just kind of see what happens. Hopefully I don't kill them. I think I'm getting overwhelmed because there's just so much to do, especially my planting bench is like out of control, just stuff stacked on top of it. These are all my pots, extra pots that currently I don't have anything to go in them, but you know, I also don't have anywhere for them to go in the meantime. And there's just so much that needs dealt with. Several hours have passed. I was out here earlier with the kids trying to get some garden stuff done, but it didn't really work out because, you know, kids. And then Bill came home early. We went inside, hung out, had food, and I came back out by myself to get some more stuff done. And I sort of am. There's just still so much to do that it's hard for me to see that I'm getting anything done. I laid a little bit of cardboard down over there and put a bit of the mulch from last year on it to continue making little paths here and there. I haven't been able to dig into the mulch because it's been like frozen solid, but in certain parts it's warmed up enough for me to scoop some of it up. So I did that. So I have some mulch to kind of put on top of places. And then I plan on the mulch that's like towards the center. It's been breaking down for a year. And so that I was going to see if it was broken down enough, I could just put it straight on the beds as some extra nutrients and volume. But we'll see. I don't know. Taking it one step at a time. Because I am sick. I am totally overwhelmed. But I'm doing what I can. And I'm trying to film because I get in the motions of getting things done and I don't pick up my phone to record. But I need to, of course. I need to show my progress and stuff like that. Record my thoughts and don't overthink it. And not compare myself to what everybody else is doing, because people are doing so many different things. And even though they're all not doing the same thing, I compare myself to every single one of them going, well, is that the way I should do it? Is that the way I should do it? So I'm just doing it my way. I was going to keep track of my garden and what I'm planting with my little planner thing I have online. Haven't opened that up in a while. So I don't know if I'll end up using it. I have a feeling I won't. I've never been someone to stick to planning stuff out and like recording it, meaning like copying it down is what I mean by recording. Same thing with, you know, like diet plans and stuff. I'll record down like what I eat for a while and then eventually I'll just stop, because I'm just like, it just takes so much time to copy the things down, and that's how I am with the garden as well. I'm like, I just want to do the things. I don't want to plan it out. I should. I know I should. I'm trying. So beans I missed last year. So this is me just kind of freshening up the path that was here that got overgrown last year. Honestly, you can't even see any of these paths that well anymore. And then this is the one that I just did. Just a little tiny one to go around this. I think I'll probably put my kale back here again, or maybe I'll put a cabbage. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm gonna go back inside now. Thanks for watching, and I'm really hoping I'm gonna get a burst of motivation in this next coming week. But the temperature's supposed to go back down again, so I don't know. We'll see. I plan to start a bunch more seeds since I brought my Brussels sprouts out to the greenhouse. So I should have room inside to start a bunch more seeds now. Bye.